Hey there, welcome to Broadcast to Post. I'm Jeff Sengpeel, CTO at Keycode Media. This is the show where we interview leaders and experts in the AV, broadcast, and post-production spaces. We're giving you the inside tips to grow your media workflows and business today.
Hey, my name is Tyler Purcell here with Broadcast to Post. Business, schools, and government infrastructure planners are researching audio-visual upgrade projects for the new year. Whether it's building an entirely new building or refreshing technology for conference rooms, classrooms, and meeting spaces, in this video we aim to give you the information you need to decide what equipment you'll need, how to budget, and install everything successfully. All right, we're gonna kick this video off with top new trends in AV segment covering trending technology, including hybrid meeting spaces, auto tracking cameras, interactive displays, UC control, LED walls, and voting systems. Let's get to the top trends we are seeing with AV. First on the list, hybrid high-flex meeting spaces. In businesses, government, and schools, meetings are often the backbone to getting things done. It's expected that 81% of all meetings will be hybrid in the near future. Now that both remote and in-office workers have joined the conversation, our meetings look different, and so should our meeting spaces. So what is hybrid? Well, hybrid is getting people to communicate, whether in the office or at home, on a device. Connecting audio, camera, shared screen, making the experience and interactions the same regardless of location. There's also high flex, which is less of a specific feature and more of a strategy people take towards hybrid. The key word is flexibility or choice of the meeting attendee. High flex is providing technology solutions within a meeting space. So in-person and remote meeting attendees have the same ability to participate. For example, in a school setting, each class session and learning activity is offered in person and synchronously online. Students can decide how to participate. To be high flex often means it goes beyond just sharing video and audio, but also virtual whiteboards, huddle rooms, and other elements that may be useful in a meeting space. So why would people need to use hybrid or high flex setups? Well, for starters, schools. Hybrid classrooms can help with low enrollment issues. Your school can offer students the ability to join remotely and have an in-classroom experience. In a business setting, for general workforce able to fully collaborate regardless of office location, or if you have staff working from home. Hybrid rooms often replace a portion of traditional face-to-face instruction with online activities, such as videos, lectures, online discussions, or projects. Blended learning combines in-person classes and interaction with supplemental online educational elements. Online learning materials aren't intended to replace face-to-face class time, unlike hybrid courses, but instead, materials are designed to build upon what was covered in class. Hybrid, flexible, or high-flex courses integrate face-to-face classes with an online learning experience. High-flex courses differ from hybrid and blended courses in that students are given the choice to attend class in person or via video conferencing software such as Zoom. Students can switch back and forth throughout the semester. Next up, auto-tracking PTZ camera for meeting spaces is also a brand new and pretty cool hot trend, especially when we're talking about improving that hybrid meeting experience for staff or attendees at home. So let's talk about auto-tracking cameras. The idea is to eliminate the need for an in-meeting operator to run the camera. No IT person necessary. The easiest example of this is in a classroom. The teacher can hit the record button and just focus on the teaching. The camera can then follow the instructors as they move around the space. This also gives an IT person their time back, since they don't need to be constantly monitoring the operations within a meeting. There are two main types of auto tracking features we see today. Some cameras have both, actually. Auto tracking and auto framing. Auto framing is the method used to keep the primary subject of a video in focus at the center of the shoot. Auto tracking is the actual locking in on a subject. There are two methods of tracking. Some use audio while others use motion-based tracking. Each have their positive and negatives. Motion tracking can be great when you have a single presenter in front of a room. However, if you have a lot of people moving around the area of the image, motion sensors can get confused and start to fail. Audio tracking is fantastic within a conference room. However, as of today, it requires multiple products integrated together, and it's a tad bit more expensive. Caveats aside, using audio tracking is by far the best auto tracking solution for meeting rooms. Here's how it works. A program will create preset sound zone locations within a room. When audio in that zone starts to go longer for, let's say, 2 seconds, you can program that camera to zoom in on the speaker's location. It's very cool when you see it, and the customers we've done this for are raving about it. Like everything, there are some caveats. The PTZ camera needs to stay in a locked off location. If anyone physically moves the camera, it would need to be reprogrammed. Also, you really do need a good ceiling microphone in the room to accurately identify zones within a space. Overall though, auto-tracking PTZ cameras make hybrid meeting spaces more engaging. It's way more interesting experience than the boring traditional locked off static camera. Now let's talk about interactive displays. The traditional whiteboard is dead. They're gone. Interactive displays like the award-winning ClearTouch have been with us for a while, but they've just become so much better over the years that it's time to seriously consider getting. Think of it as a giant touchscreen computer in your meeting space with a whiteboard built on top of it. It's great when you're teaching software as you can both teach the interface of that software while simultaneously zooming in and out using a digital highlighter or markers to make notes. There's a digital keyboard so you can type. You can load up documents, PDFs, PowerPoints, you name it. It's really a game changer for meetings in classrooms. They also work as interactive monitors. You can just as easily bring your own device, like a Mac using AirPlay or connect via HDMI, and have full control of your computer using this giant touchscreen display. These interactive displays can directly connect to your hybrid HiFlex setup via Zoom, Microsoft Teams, Google Meets, or other platforms, making it interactive for both attendees at home and in the meeting space. The App Store is fantastic. Everything from Zoom to Google Docs to Canvas have a built-in app. For your IT teams, there is also a campus-wide control feature that allows administrators to turn on and off devices as well as broadcast campus-wide messages if there was an emergency on campus. All right, guys, next up, video walls. LED wall prices are getting more affordable. They're getting a little easier to deploy, maintain, and use. We're starting to see a lot of lobby spaces in large conference rooms start to move away from monitors and into high-resolution LED displays. But there's some things you need to know about LED. First, pixel pitch. LED walls have something called pixel pitch, which is the space between each pixel on the wall. The lower the pixel pitch, the higher the resolution of the screen. Depending on how far away your subject is from the wall, you may need a smaller pixel pitch, otherwise people will start to see the lines between the pixels. You'll also need to decide if your wall is permanent or it needs to be mobile. There are different tile types depending on if that wall needs to be built once or needs to be moved from location to location. There are also indoor and outdoor considerations with some LED tiles that are built to be weather resistant. The brightness on the LED can sometimes be really bright. Sometimes that's great. However, if you're recording a meeting, it can also cause silhouetting on the speakers in the space. You will likely need to pre-configure the brightness on the wall depending on your application. Air conditioning should also be considered. LED walls and the processing server can put off a lot of heat. The HVAC requirements of the space is an important one to not skip. Now, let's talk about unified communications control. Unified communication is not really a single product. It's the connecting of multiple solutions together. Voice call, conference room control, messaging, to name a few. It's the brain of your conference room or meeting space. It has to be simple to use and completely dummy-proof. Research from Barco shows 50% of employees have trouble connecting to the display and only 26% find it easy to connect to cameras and speak. Also, on average, people use 6 different web conferencing solutions to meet with others virtually. You need to make sure that your UC systems are compatible with core tools like Zoom or Microsoft Teams. The system needs to be agnostic and ready for anything. That also means your UC system should be plug and play with HDMI cable, DisplayPort, AirPlay, or Google Cast. All the microphones, cameras, and other input devices need to be neatly configured, which takes time, design, and execution. The touchscreen control panel also needs to be simple to use. Having a programmer like we do here at KeyCode creates a simple UI so people can just walk in and quickly start the meeting. To add a cherry on top, touchscreen room scheduling completes the package. These scheduled devices connect to Outlook or Google Calendar. Everyone knows the room's availability, whether you're in person or checking in on a shared calendar. The panel also lets you schedule a meeting on the fly. There is a gotcha though. With the current chip shortage and supply chain issues, a lot of the hardware required for UC systems are on back order. Some product lines are 6 to 8 months on back order right now. Having a first, second, or third option may save you a few months, or if you're patient, just keep in mind that it may be a while before that meeting space is fully up and running. All right, guys, last trend, AV over IP. It stands for Audio Visual over Internet Protocol. Essentially, it's the transmission of audiovisual data over a network such as LAN or the internet. As opposed to traditional AV environments, AV over IP refers to the use of standard networking equipment to transmit and switch, video and audio, like an Ethernet cable. There are so many applications for AV over IP, it's an overwhelming task to try to explain it all in just one video. So stick to a few examples and keep in mind there are a lot more than a few applications we might miss. For starters, when all of your AV equipment is connected to a network, it can be controlled from anywhere. That means your IT department can remotely turn devices on and off or make modifications without being in that space. Similar to the example we gave earlier with controlling interactive displays across an entire campus. AV over IP also makes meeting management a lot easier. For example, for a city council meeting, a clerk can pre-upload the agenda meeting document, PowerPoints, images, and minutes to every council member's computer or tablet. That same administrator can play out the meeting slides to displays networked throughout a building. Things get really flexible and interesting when you have multiple meeting spaces in a building. Let's just say there's an important city council meeting and you just can't fit everyone in the room. You could pre-configure overflow rooms and conference rooms in a building so that more people can attend the meeting. That also includes using microphones and cameras in the overflow rooms to take comments from attendees that are not physically in the same space. Continuing with the government example, AV over IP also allows voting systems to connect with other devices. So you could have votes added directly to the meeting's minutes or display within a local television broadcast. One of KeyCode Media's government customers has connected their fire department, LAPD, and EOC building located across their city. They can send and receive audio-video feeds from any building across the city. Hopefully this gave you some basic information about trending AV solutions in the business and government space. If you'd like to get deeper on any specific AV products or need consulting on a turnkey solution, please contact KeyCode Media.
Thanks for watching Broadcast to Post. Please make sure to subscribe to the podcast to receive future episodes. Follow KeyCode Media on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram to receive news on additional AV, broadcast, and post-production technology content. See you next time, folks.